Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use the calculator. Remember, I just finished showing you how to do it kind of by hand, where you had to find the critical t value. We found it right here. Well, your calculator will also do that. Your calculator will find that t value for you, just like it did for the z value, the critical z value. You have to know this area. And we found this area right here the same way we did when we're doing a z interval. We do it the same way with a t interval. You do 1 minus your confidence interval, but that's going to give you this outside part right here. That's 0.05. So you divide it into 2 equal pieces because you've got a piece over here on the left and a piece on the right. So that means each one of these areas, the area on the left and the area on the right, is this 0.025, and your calculator will find either one of those for you. So you go to your calculator and you go to menu. This is statistics, and we're doing, we're looking for a t-score. So we look at distributions. Now we find inverse normal right here, and you look down a few more things and they give you an inverse t right there. So you select option number 6 for inverse t-score. Okay. And again, it just asks for the area. And you have to understand that this is the one place where your calculator requires you to use the area to the left. So you have to use this one right here. So you do 0.025. Your degrees of freedom is, remember, 1 less than your sample size. So degrees of freedom is 1 less your sample size. So my sample size is 16, so degrees of freedom is 15. It's just like if you were looking it up on the table. And you tab down to OK. And it gives you the negative 1.31, which is exactly what we got when we did it by using the table, 2.131. Remember, it gave us the negative 2.131. This is the positive 2.131. And if you're going to be using it in this formula right here, then you be sure you use the positive value. So there's how the calculator will find that. But the calculator will also find your confidence interval for you. You simply go to menu, you choose statistics, and we go back to confidence intervals. And this time you just have to know that we're doing a t interval, because we only know, the reason we're doing a t interval is because we only know the sample standard deviation. So anytime you only know the sample standard deviation, you do a t interval. So I'm going to do a t interval. I have the data. I have the statistics. I don't have the data. If I had the data, then I would have 16 temperatures. I would have a list of 16 numbers that would be the temperatures from each one of the coffee shops that they tested. But I don't have that. I just have the results of that data. So I'm going to tab down. The mean. What was the mean? The mean was 162 degrees. I think that's what it said, 160 degrees Fahrenheit. The sample standard deviation is 10, and the sample size was 16, and the confidence interval was 95. So you just press enter. There's your lower bound. There's your upper bound. It's exactly what we calculated. 156.67, 156.67, and then the other one was 167.33, 167.33. There is your margin of error, which is 5.3, and we calculated the margin of error right there, 5.3. So there's your sample standard deviation, and there's your sample size. So there is how to use your calculator.